trình phát thanh dành cho đồng bào Việt Nam ở xa Tổ quốc.
Bờ biên giới anh đi về.
Chương trình phát thanh cho đồng bào Việt Nam. Chương trình dành cho đồng bào Việt Nam.
So yes, welcome, bienvenue to a special episode of the Hot Podcast. This time we are going back to Europe, to the Kingdom of Belgium. So we have a very exciting panel for you guys. This week we have the German Punisher Huy Duan.
What's up, guys? What's up?
And then we have the wannabe Aussie Derek Nguyen.
Hi.
Good day to you. And also joining us is our special guest. He's our resident in Belgium. He started comedy in 2014. He's now comparing office parties and bar mitzvahs. And in his spare time, he likes to play the Eastern European villain in all movies and TV shows in the Flanders region. Insert slap jokes here. Please welcome Sergei Lubuchansky, everyone.
Woo! What's up?
How are you,
beautiful.
How are you, man? Yeah, so let's do a bit of catching up. How are you guys doing? How's life? How's COVID? I'm just gonna start with you, Sergey, since you're the guest.
Okay. So, life is life. So, there you have it.
Brief.
That's good.
Condensed.
So maybe
concise.
Maybe I should elaborate.
Please do.
Please.
Oh, okay, thank you. I was waiting for that. I'm in the Kingdom of Belgium. Well, Belgium's, it's not plural. It's a small country where everybody hates their neighbors. And we thrive on racism and sexism to make comedy work. So I've not been getting much work lately. Because, inside I'm a very small lesbian girl. And people don't want to believe that. Other than that, I've been acting a lot in lots of TV shows here. I usually play a Russian gangster or a Chechen gangster, just an Eastern European gangster. Like if you think of Liam Neeson, he's got a particular set of skills. I'm the guy on the other side of the phone saying, yes, well, your skills, fuck you. And that's how I make my living. So I am very much pro cultural appropriation and typecasting. There's nothing wrong with it because it pays my rent. Other than that, we are in lockdown once again. So its curfew starts at midnight. You can't buy alcohol after 8 o'clock at night. For Australians, that's just regular life. But for
oh yeah, subdued.
For Belgians who thrive on alcoholism, it's a bit of a
same.
It's in Ireland.
Right, I've been to Australia. You really can't compare.
Really?
It's really not.
Oh the Lord.
Like I've seen people in Australia get kicked out of a bar for being drunk. So that's the whole point of going to a bar if you're in Europe. You go to a bar.
That's true.
You shout at everybody, and then you go to the next bar because they're open till 6 o'clock in the morning, like in every normal country they should.
That is true.
Yeah.
I worked as a bartender before the plague, and I miss the bar. So yeah, and also my contract ended. I just found out about it yesterday. That means I have to apply for welfare, but I only found out because my other colleague found out about it. So I called my boss yesterday. I sent him a message. I said like, "Hey man, so is my contract finished or what? Because then I will have to get the papers to get the welfare." And he didn't answer the question. He just said, "Yeah, sure, I'll send you the papers." So very. Passive
so that's a yes.
So it's a very passive-aggressive yes. It's a very, thank you for nothing. But he's a bit of a cunt. So that's my life. That's my life in a nutshell. I have a girlfriend for now 15 months, so I'm very happy that I have something to do. Other than that, there's not much happening. We're doing lots of small shows here. I started a podcast. I started a radio show just because I got to keep busy.
That's good.
That's it. And I've like for the first 6 months, I would write a joke every day for like Facebook, Instagram, trying to keep up with everything. And after a while, I just gave up. I mean, I've got such a shitload of jokes still about burning koalas from last year. Like, when am I gonna do those? like, there's no time for me. Like, we already moved over like 25 crises further. Just got so much material from beginning of 2020. I will never get to those jokes. So that's fun.
I mean, you just perfectly describe what all comedians are going through since the pandemic. Yeah, I mean, we because me and the other Vietnamese comedian, we just started this podcast. We asked ourselves, what we're going to do? Let's do a podcast. And my housemate also has a podcast. He's a comedian, so we have 2 podcasts in our flat. That's why we like to call it the pod flat.
Is that the reason? Is that I was thinking most because you get high. The pod flat sounds something like the pod flat sounds like a place you go to when you need pot.
The pod flat sounds like something like a target for a fucking police raid.
Exactly. The pod flat sounds like something that sounds like a very badly chosen code word for a WhatsApp message. Where will I see you? Will I see you at the pod flat? And then so will the police.
Bring the cash. Bring the cash. Yes.
Bring the cash.
Bring the cash. So what about you guys? Hui Duan, how's Germany?
Germany is doing all right, I think. But I heard that the lockdown is going to be at the end of January, and then so right now they are starting to vaccinate a lot of people at the moment. And actually, I heard that in the south of Germany, in Bavaria. So there's this new law. It said when you go out in those places, you have to wear a proper mask that you buy from a pharmacy instead of a piece of cloth or just some random face mask that you found on the street. So, yes, it's very tough right now.
Yeah, that's also very good advice not to pick up masks you find on the street. I learned that the hard way,
And that was the last time we see Hui for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's never pick up. Yeah, that's a very important message. Don't pick up masks you find on the streets.
We had a friend of us who did that before going to the night shop. We were supposed to go to the night shop, and he's like, "I forgot my mask. Oh, look, there's one here." And he just picks it up, and we're all sitting like, "You're a fucking idiot." It's like, if you die, you deserve everything which happens to you.
Oh my god,
lovely,
you retard.
The choices we make, guys. It's the choices we make.
I mean, it's natural selection. This is what this pandemic is all about.
That is definitely yes. Fat smoking people will die.
Right, and
smokers die early.
Definitely.
We all gonna die.
We're all gonna die one day.
So, Derek, how's Australia? I mean, you're a bit freer than us at the moment in Europe.
Bleak?
Freer,
Bleak. No. No, Australia is fine. I cannot say for other states because I don't know how the fuck they're doing. Apparently they're a bunch of idiots. I don't fucking care. Victoria is doing okay. Melbourne is doing pretty okay. Everyone's outside. Restaurants are opening back up again. Crackheads are roaming the streets once again. People are getting fucking drunk and get thrown out of bars, starting bar fights and shits again. Which is nice. Strip clubs are about to be opened back up again, I'd assume. You're in Dublin. Shut the fuck up. Oh, are you in Dublin? Or are you in some other city?
Yeah, she's in Dublin.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm in Dublin.
Yeah.
What? Do you...
You can't compare Dublin strip clubs to Australian strip clubs. Like a bunch of pasty ginger girls.
No, I mean, they're all Brazilians now.
Beautiful suntanned people from
the Gold Coast, just beautiful. And then it was like the other day I was in a city and I walked by this, this strip joint called the Centerfold. Like, if there's any Australian male listening to this with their girlfriend, do not fucking bail on me. You cannot pretend that you don't know that fucking place, okay? Anyhow. There was just a range of Asian chicks standing in front of it. I'm just like, this is gentrification or what? Like, is this equality of race? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, rarely do I see like Asian strippers, like, and then there's just like a range of them like in front of a joint. I'm just like, cool.
So how much money did you lose at that place?
Bro, I'm fucking broke. Like, I can't even get through the fucking door, let alone spraying fucking.
Do they offer a free breakfast buffet?
I guess I could pull like a lollipop out of some's.
No,
ass
you
crack.
you can like pretend, you can pretend like you're there to pick up your sister or something, you know, like.
Oh my god!
Pick up your sister from work, you know.
Like I'm on the way. Got her homework. I'm just. Drop it off.
It's probably possible because my last name is Nguyen, which is like super fucking common for Vietnamese. So if I say I'm just Nguyen, like that's my sister.
At least 6 of them will raise their hand.
I mean, it's actually from what I read, it's actually the 8th most popular surname in Australia at the moment. So
really?
Apparently so. I mean, like there was a list of like all the surnames, and you know, like there was a few. Yeah, so Nguyen is like huge in Australia.
But that makes total sense because Australia's got like a really big Asian population. When I was in Australia, that was the one thing I really was amazed about. I've never seen racism against Asians before I came to Australia. It was the first time I was like, how's that? Why? I didn't realize that was like a thing that happened. And then I went to Australia and I realized that's a thing that like really happens.
That
was next level. My girlfriend was studying at the Macquarie University, so it's under Sydney, and we got off the bus just to go to the university, and there were a bunch of Asian kids walking in front of us, and just a car pulled up to them, shouted something at them, kept driving, and it was like, what the fuck just happened? And my girlfriend was like, yeah, that's Australia. That's what happens.
That's Australia. Can't confirm.
Yeah, they just shout shit at you and they just drive on. Like, all right.
Yeah. I mean, I got yelled at. Yeah, I got yelled at by like a really fat dude on a, mobility scooter, which is what I call fat people scooter, by the way.
Oh yeah. The footer.
Yeah. The footer, yes. And then this guy was driving down opposite direction to me walking, and he was just shouting some shit. I was having my headphones on, and I was like, "What?" I turned around. I'm like, "What?" And he just shouted. I think he turned around and was like, "Go back to your fucking country, you fucking cunt!" And I'm like, "Not on that fucking scooter, I'm not." And he's just holy shit. He just unleashed hell. But then because he was so fucking fat, he couldn't do a U-turn.
Fat jokes. Which is
we're gonna get cancelled. We're gonna get cancelled.
I guess.
No, we cannot get cancelled because he was a fat man.
He was a racist. Racism, body shaming. We can cancel each other out.
I feel like as an Asian, you can be able just to use the stereotypes to fight for those situations. Like instead of like somebody says something, you just turn around all Bruce-like and go like, "Whoa!" and just use that to your advantage. Because like that's the kind of idea we have. Like white people, we all think like all Asian people know martial arts, right? So you just use that to your advantage.
It's true. Yeah, like the other day, it's fucking weird. I think the other day I was going to this art gallery with my friends, and there was like this wall, right? So like there's like this artist, this photographer, Korean photographer. She took pictures of a lot of maybe 100 young Koreans to show the variety of faces, and I was just like a bunch of white people there, and I just said as loud as possible, and I'm like, "Look, all Asians don't look the same." And they just stared at me, and I'm just like, "Yes, that is true."
And they were like, "This Japanese person is correct."
Those are my cousins.
Oh, that's my cousin on the wall. Yes.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, usually when I'm in Germany or in Belgium, like people keep shouting "ni hao" to me.
Oh, really?
Oh my god,
So-
that's fucked.
Yeah.
That's just dumb. I don't know why people just try to impress other people with like either like just ni hao, or if Vietnamese is like xin tao, or namaste. I'm like, that is literally just going up to a white person saying hi.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, over here, people just ask me if I ever seen The Deer Hunter,
I get a lot because I'm Russian. Like some friends, they just every time they come across a Russian video online, they have to send it to me for some reason. So
How do you respond?
something I always say, hey man, every time I come across a pedophile online, I don't send this to you, do I? Fucking bell. So and then they're like, wow, how come you come across pedophile shit? I said, well, how come you come across Russian shit? I don't know. It doesn't really happen that much, but it's still they always have like it's funny when people only want to think about your stereotypes, and I've noticed in comedy that once you try to steer away from the stereotypes, the audience get very sad. But
That is true. This is true. This is actually true.
they're like, come
Yeah.
on, do your thing, do your thing, funny boy.
Do the accent. Do the accent.
Do
Do
the
the
accent.
Listen, give us some martial arts.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's true.
I always trying to cook rice.
That's true. Like, I perform here, and then like I have a lot of like Asian comics. They have a lot of Asian comics coming up, and obviously they're like from not from Australia. Some of them are not from Australia, and they have an accent. And all the stereotypical jokes that they do are really fucking funny.
Yeah.
And then I came up, and I don't have an accent, and like it kind of threw people off a little bit.
Oh shit.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Then it's not funny anymore.
It's not funny anymore. It's just being racist. It's like if you cover my face and it's like Asians eat rice, people are just gonna be like, what the fuck?
Oh my god, he just said that. I can't believe. Oh my god, Jenny, did you just hear him say that? Yes, I did.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And then my name on stage is also Derek, which is white as fuck.
That is a white name.
Yeah, that is definitely a white name.
Why did your parents want you to integrate harder in were you born in Australia or were you born back in Vietnam?
I was born in Vietnam, man. I moved here like 4 years ago.
Oh, so is that a self-chosen name? Like
No, yeah, I panicked on an airplane, so
No, that's funny. Because I always love like Chinese people. They choose their own names, and then that's the thing. What's your name? And they say like, oh no, like a thousand of the different. But you can call me Alice. What?
yeah, that's
It's so weird. Just say your
man.
real name. Just say your real name. It's gonna be much more normal.
Yeah,
man.
actually, I still remember that the first time I did comedy in Belgium with you, Sergey. You remember that time? I just said, hey man, I'm Huy, and then Sergey just went, hey, do you know that Huy in Russian is a dick?
Yes, that's the funniest thing ever. Huy means dick and balls. Like the whole, beans and sausage, basically, in Russian. So it was like, every time I would snicker every time I said your name when I was comparing. I'm not gonna lie. That is,
We dong!
yeah, exactly. You dong.
We dong!
It's just like doubling down on the idea. That's just,
Come to the stage! Ding dong!
yeah, well, you would do great in Moscow. That would fucking rule. Like, they would say your name, you go on stage, and people are just start laughing. Like, you just the safe set for 10 minutes, man.
My name is Guidon. My name is Guidon. My name is Guidon.
I came to do a tight 5, and then, that's
It's a good career move for Guido. Just move to Russia, man.
Oh my god.
Anyway, yeah, I think that's enough catching up. We're just gonna go to our first segment. But before that, for this podcast, we have this little rule, so we have a zero tolerance policy on puns. So during this entire recording, if you do a pun, you will have to mute yourself for 1 minute, except for the host.
Ooh, you're in a lot of trouble, mate.
Believe me. I mean, there's been several episodes like that. Right.
What if I throw a pun in like ASMR style? Does that help?
That's 2 minutes.
Okay, that's.
Anyway, so yes, our first segment will be to do with food. Anita's guide to mussel and fries. Belgium is famous for mussel and fries. It's actually one of my favorite dishes when I came over to Belgium.
Mussel and fries.
Mussel and fries. Sergey, what can you tell us, tell our audience about mussel and fries?
Well, if I'm supposed to explain mussels and fries to idiots.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a food which you eat.
That's a Russian response. It's a food that we eat.
Exactly. Because if
They're food eat.
You eat, you put in face, you happy, okay?
You happy, food face.
No,
like
okay,
fish.
I can explain. So there's a big thing about the fries. The fries is that all over the world, the fries are called French fries. That is connected to the First World War, when English Tommies, English soldiers came over here, and they saw the French-speaking soldiers cutting up the fries in the French way, the potatoes, which means in a long strokes like this, and then frying them in oil, usually in animal fat as well. And because of that, when they came back, they started calling them French fries. But the Belgians say that it was actually Belgian soldiers that spoke French. So it's actually Belgian fries. So when you come here to Belgium, you never see French fries on your menu. You always see like very proud Belgian fries with some reason a Flemish lion national symbol next to it. That is fries.
Nationalism at its best.
Yeah. It is not at its best. The mussels, the cool thing about the mussels that you eat the mussels, they are cooked in either water or beer or white wine. And you can only eat them when they completely open up, because if they hasn't opened up, that means that they haven't steamed enough, and you might get severe indigestion if you eat those. So that's the only two things you have to know about them. You have also very nice little mussels to it when they have the gratin, when they put like some grated cheese on them, and in the oven it's very tasty. But one big problem with the mussels, they make you fart like hell. So if you go on a date with a pretty girl, you don't order fucking mussels.
I mean, if she orders mussels, she's a keeper, right?
Yeah, because she don't give a fuck. Because then you know she don't give a fuck. She'll put out. But otherwise, it's not a good idea. Also, which goes very well with fries is beer. So beer and fries is a combination made in heaven. Because if you drink lots of beer, the only good thing like that can keep the beer down is basically the fries. The fat absorbs all the alcohol, and you can keep drinking. So Belgians, they live on that shit. Like students, I think who lived in Leuven, in Louvain, and that's basically the students' diet: fries and beer. Every day, and they're barely making it through your first year.
That sounds appealing and depressing at the same time.
Yeah, I had a week up there when I was in Leuven. I don't know. Yeah, I got addicted to mussels, man. Got me muscle head. But yeah, that's some interesting facts right there. And also definitely, also in Vietnam, we like to eat things that come from shells, like snails. Right. So we're gonna have one of our Vietnamese panel to talk about eating snails in Vietnam.
Which one you want to start with?
Let's start with Derek.
What?
It's been a while.
Snails, man.
It's been a while too long, man.
I like how you zoned out during the question, like, yeah. Sorry, what?
That's my normal mode, man. It's like fucking 2 a.m. in the morning here.
Wow.
Snails? Fucking love them. Seriously. I do. Also, it's weird because, people here love snails so much, and it's also a very romantic thing to do. A lot of people go on dates eating snails, which is, when you say it, it sounds fucking stupid. But I don't know. Personally, I love it. You know, never actually went on a snail date before. But there are a lot of like love hotels next to like snail restaurants, so you kind of make the connections.
Wait. Can you please describe to me what's a snail date? It sounds like a euphemism.
Well, I mean,
is that like a Portuguese omelet? What is that like?
Very slow pace.
It's slow paced. It's quite sensual. It's on the skin, a little bit wet and moist.
And definitely sticky. Definitely.
Definitely sticky, man. It's.
You really
if you touch your fingers like that and it's a bit streaky, then yes, that's a snail date for you.
Yeah, it's also a bit of salt as well.
I like how you did this. This is like this is how you make the snail come.
This is how you test the sponginess of the snail.
Yes.
Oh, the sponge. Oh, that's good.
Oh, lovely.
Oh,
wow. Okay.
Peter's gonna come for me. Peter's gonna be like, "This is animal abuse," and I'm like,
"Wait,
yes."
Is a snail considered an animal?
I don't fucking know, man. Anything's not human, Peter comes from.
So is Ivanka considered a snail? No, that's stupid.
Are there any Russian style snails or mussels? You know, like you guys cook them. You guys cook them in the blood of your enemy, or something like that.
Or vodka.
Yes, we just use the eye sockets to eat the snails out of. We just just trump them in there. No, I don't think. I think in Russia we do eat a lot of fish and things from rivers and seas and so forth. But I don't. It's a big thing from Russians to go like to France or to Europe and then to act like, yes, I eat snails. I am very educated. Look at me with this really weird fork trying to feast my way inside this animal. I have studied literature and also killing people with bare hands. It's I don't know, man. We know Russian food is basically poor people food. So big thing in Russia is soup. And basically what you do is just you get a big pot of water and you throw anything you have at your house in it. There's like a famous Russian fairy tale about a soldier who comes home and he's got no food and he makes soup out of an axe. He just puts the axe into the soup and then he just throws all kind of other shit with it as well. But the joke is like, look, he made soup out of eggs. It's funny.
Fucking Russian fairy tale is brutal, man.
Yeah. Russian fairy tales are so brutal. Russian history is, I always make the joke that Russian history basically reads like the worst episode of Game of Thrones. Like, every wedding is a red wedding. You know, the winter is not coming. The winter never left. We don't have dire wolves. We have dire circumstances. That's the big difference.
Oh man,
that's great.
No, you only have bears instead of dire wolves.
I like the fact that in Russia there's every year. Just like to explain you the kind of warm biotope in which I grew up in. Is that in Russia we have every year still a special statistic of people killed by axe. So just think about that. Like this year we had this many axe murderers.
To make soup, right? Soup. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they were only making soup with somebody's eyeballs, basically. Yeah. But I like the fact that it like still exists. Every year they go like, okay, so this is the economy of this country. So this is how many people went to college. This is how many went to university, and this is how many people were slaughtered by an axe.
Head chopped off.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That fucking blows my mind.
Yeah. It's like it's like America with school shootings. Then in Russia you have school axing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, that's casualties, but
I do have to say one thing about the school shootings, and I'm not saying that all American children are horrible people, but there must be a reason where they keep shooting at them.
Oh my!
I mean, can we just all agree that not everyone is innocent? There must be some of them that really deserve to die, and the world is a better place for it. So you just have to nobody has a good life at the school, and then just randomly wakes up in the morning. I'm gonna listen from Avril Lavigne and then shoot up half of my school. No, there's a bully, and you want the bully dead. So just saying.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
There must be some people that really deserved it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the perpetrators tend to be people who were bullied, so they're
exactly
seeking vengeance.
That's true.
Definitely.
That's true. Very unstable people as well. A lot of kids are just also it's the school dynamics is always very toxic because if you're out outsider, no one would play with you because they risk being also an outsider with you. Yeah. That makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. That's dark as shit.
Sorry.
I think we moved from muscles to school shootings rapidly. I think we're just gonna go to our next cuisine. Let's talk about beer, guys.
I like how quickly you move that. So that was that segment. Okay, let's go to the next segment. Okay, beer, guys, beer.
It was like a muscle school shooting. Beers, yes, beers.
Belgian beers. Belgian also known for the beers. Yeah.
Well, you kill people after a few beers as well, and I can definitely kill a person right now for a beer from the past.
Holy shit!
Last time I worked in my pub was 16th of October, and the pub has been closed since.
Jesus, that's just sad, man. I feel for you.
It is sad.
I mean, it's even worse in Dublin because there are pubs in Dublin that haven't been open since March last year.
Oh shit, son. Yeah, but we haven't.
Jesus,
the night pubs are closed here also since since the beginning of the lockdown.
Yeah, because they divided pubs because since the pandemic they divide pubs into two types. So you have So you have pubs that do serve food, so those were still allowed to open as restaurants, and then you have pubs that serve food, and they are called wet pubs. Wet pubs, and those have been closed since March last year, particularly in the Dublin area.
Right.
Our pub fixed that because we were only selling alcohol, and we're open till late at night, till 4:00. But then we realized, if we don't sell food, we have to close. So our boss decided, and from now on, we're gonna sell hot dogs. And those were the worst hot dogs you ever had in your life. But people were they came in, they want the beer, so they're just give me that fucking hot dog as well. Just look at it with hate. Order the thing, not even eat it, just keep drinking. I'll eat it in a minute.
Yeah, because in Ireland, it has to be a substantial meal over €9, so that you can you can order drink.
You find a substantial meal.
Substantial
over €9.
Over €9.
How much does a pizza cost over there?
Oh.
Ooh, well, I think that's around what a pizza would cost.
€9 would be pretty fair. You can get good shit in Ireland. Some food is pretty cheap in Ireland. I had a few of those those chip shops.
Oh yeah.
They have this disgusting thing which I love, which is a box of fries with some kebab on it and cheese.
Oh
I don't know how it's called. It is filthy as fuck. I loved it.
Like a munchie box, I think.
What? Chips on top of meat on top of chips and cheese?
Yeah. So no, it's just a box with all the things together. Basically.
In Melbourne we have that too.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's really bad for you, but it's fucking great.
At 4:00 in the morning is the best thing you'll eat.
Oh man, I literally I just did that 3 days ago. I shit you not.
Oh, lucky bastard.
Lovely.
It's called Halal Snack Pack. Just Halal Snack Pack. It's literally every fucking kebab joint in Melbourne has a fucking item on the menu called HSP. And some of them just order it all their lives and don't know what it means.
Halal snack pack sounds like a lunchbox for a Nazi terrorist.
Halal snack pack, please.
Yeah, comes with a bomb.
Something which your mom gives you. together with the AK-47 in the morning. So
it's like, here's your AK, here's your HSP, on the jihadist school.
Don't forget your Quran.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Like so many like varieties of beers are there in Belgium.
I like you staying on point. You're good. You're good.
I can't sway him.
You're just like, no, not getting. No.
We're not gonna get cancelled this one, okay?
So they're about. There used to be around 1,100 varieties of beers, 1,500. They came back to about 800 of beers lately. But the thing with the beers in Belgium is that you have lots of small breweries. They have a very small output of production. The main beers, there are not that many of. But every year some breweries disappear and others come. And basically, the most interesting thing about Belgium, in my account, is that the biggest problem every bar and pub has is having the right amount of glasses. Because every beer has its own glass. So sometimes the big problem is that you have the beer, but you don't have the glasses.
Yeah.
What everyone does, everyone nicks those glasses. There's every bar, you just all the time, just realizing every shift, oh, they stole another 20, 30 glasses. That's working in a pub here in Belgium. Because the glasses are very cool, man, and they do have a big difference. If you drink something from a glass which is not made for that special kind of beer, it doesn't foam well enough, and it doesn't taste well enough. So after a while, as a professional alcoholic, you get to realize, it doesn't really matter.
It's very classy, right?
I quit drinking beer a year ago, and I haven't had a hangover since.
That's good.
That makes sense. That checks out. That checks out. The fact checks out. Yes.
Mm.
I only drink liquors, and I can tell you, I am like 3 days ago. Me and my girlfriend were just staying at home, and I had a bottle of vodka. I drank 2/3 of the bottle. She drank 1/3. Next day, we woke up at 9 o'clock in the morning. I was fine. There was no headache, no nothing. But I did like we do in Russia. So you have a shot of vodka, and then you eat something like a bit of sausage, cheese, whatever.
Yeah.
And fucking
Apple, just like sausage, cheese, apple. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
apple, anything goes. The most favorite thing is pickles, like sweet pickles.
See.
And it's very good. And you just, and the crazy thing is the next day you wake up, you feel like, okay, my head isn't completely, but you don't have that horrible hangover which you get when you have 20 beers. That is, it's been a very
the
long
beer
time.
hangover is the worst one
beer
because
hangover,
it gets you really fucking bloated, so you can't sleep well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're bloated, and then you really want to just stuff your face with food, like anything. Just like
and then
order like a HPS or how the HPV pack or whatever it's called.
HPV pack.
HPV pack for the college kids.
Oh my god!
But yeah,
man.
If you want to try beer in Belgium, there are a few things which are fucking awesome. My favorite one is that there's a city called Ghent, and in Ghent there's a bar, the Dule Teve, where you order Kwak. And Kwak is a very big beer, which got a round, this kind of, how do you call that, receptacle.
Like a sand clock, like a sand clock.
Downstairs, and then goes like this up to the side, and you drink it with a special handle, a wooden handle for which the glass is put, and you drink it very slowly, because if you drink too fast, the whole part which is downstairs will just quack in your face, basically. And quacky is also what you call a cum load in Dutch. So that's the joke. But in that special bar, the glass itself is for half a liter. And if you order that, you have to give your shoe to the bar owner. He puts it in a little basket. The shoe goes up to the ceiling, and you only get your shoe back when you finish the beer. So what
the fuck?
So what I like to do when I was still a tour guide there, I would take like a group of 50 Russians over there, make them all order that glass, and then just laugh my ass off as they're all skipping on one foot to the toilet. That is good times. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Man, about 3 or 4 of that in, you would not be skipping. You're just walking barefoot.
Yeah, you wouldn't care. But actually, if it's your first beer, it's fine, man. Like I've realized, like when I still drink beer, or it's been a year, but never mind. I can go like to about 533s, which will be like almost 2 liters of beer, and I'll be like, I'm alright. And then once it kicks in, then everything happens.
Yeah.
That's when the 4 choices are made.
Yeah, and
Belgian beers are very strong too, right? I mean, like a lot of people, like in Vietnamese culture, we used to like drink as much beer as you should, but for Belgian beers, usually you should just drink like 2 to 3 bottles, and then that should be good, So that's the difference.
Is Vietnamese beer how much percent is it? It's like 4%, or do you know?
Yeah, probably around like 5.
Yeah,
6.
Well, like the Belgian is 5.5. It's usually 5.5%. Like the Stella Artois, which
Artois. Yeah, I know the Artois. Yeah.
Which also, by the way, fuck you, Australia, for making it on your own.
Yeah, I agree. All the beers here
the same. It doesn't taste the same because the groundwater is different, and it's also I was there, I think in 2007 or 8. It was like what $11 for a bottle. What the fuck am I drinking? Wine? How does you supposed like? It just makes no sense. It's so expensive.
Yeah,
dude.
It's shit.
Australia is a bad place to be a smoker and an alcoholic. Unless you drink wine, then it's okay.
Yeah. Australian wine.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I can't do wine. I could do. There's like this thing my mate from San Francisco taught me is that you drink like you have a glass of whiskey, which is Irish whiskey, Jameson.
Yeah.
And then you have a jug of just beer.
Yeah.
And just drink that. And I'm just like, how are you alive?
Oh no, but
after all these times.
That's a chaser. That's a chaser. That's a classic alcoholic move, right?
Yeah.
That's what I do. I mean, I have a shot of something, we used to do, and I chase it down with beer to get the burning feet sensation off,
Really?
Yeah.
I used to use pickle juice. I used to do pickle juice.
Pickle
Not
juice?
every bar has pickle juice. That's
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, because I hang out at dive bars a lot, so they have a lot of snacks.
Do they also have like cooked eggs in a jar?
Yeah, like salted eggs and shit. Yeah, it's really fun. It's fucking
the most disgusting thing ever when you look at it. And like 4 beers, and you're like, I'm gonna have 4 of those, please. And you just like put them in your
eyeballs. Those are eyeballs. I'm gonna eat eyeballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Belgians also drink beer with chocolate too. Like in some places, like when you go there and say, I want to try some beer tasting and chocolate tasting, and then they give you like a small setup, like different types of beer, and then they got you some dark chocolate to go with, It's weird, right?
It's tourism, man. It's tourism. That's like Belgians themselves. What they eat a lot with beer is a plate of cheese and a plate of head, as they call it. And head is this kind of like it's basically some kind of like sausage jelly, which is made out of the remnants of pig and cow and whatever. You have no idea what's in it. But you eat it with mustard, so that you don't really taste what you're eating. And it's really good when you drink.
That's weak, bro. That's weak. Like Vietnamese people eat like fucking, what is it? You drink beer, like cause when I was in college in Vietnam, I went to this university, which is like technology.
Yeah.
Bách Khoa, and then,
Polytechnic. So like technology between
yeah, cause it's like, I spent my first, so it's like a 5-year degree, right? My first 2 years was spent fucking learning either, fundamentals of like, the fundamentals of physics and maths and communism and whatnot. Literally, there was fucking like, I failed like a couple of subjects, like the ideology of communism, and I failed it.
Marxism and Leninism.
Yeah, like psychology.
Yeah, we have to learn that. Yeah, we have to learn that.
Yeah, so like that was my first 2 years, and then because it was so fucking depressing, we always like go fucking like just drink during just lunch break. We just go drink, and then go back at like 2 p.m. and start the whole fucking afternoon just shit faced.
Wow, I didn't realize that Vietnamese people are basically just Russians with a tan. It's just that's very odd.
I remember like walking into like a fucking like communism like ideology class. It's absolutely fucking shit faced, and then like the lecturer asked something about like I guess fucking means of production, and I'm just like I just laughed really fucking loud, and then I got sent out, and I failed the subject. Yeah. But I remember like drinking beers during lunch and just eating something called chao long, which is like rice, porridge, like rice congee with intestines, like pork intestines.
Yeah.
Which sounds disgusting, but it's fucking good.
It's very nice.
It's good shit.
Pig is a great animal, man. Everything is good about it. It's a beautiful animal.
They're smart. They taste too good when they're not smart anymore.
They're so versatile. You can use their skin for so many different purposes. Like to practice tattoos, you freaks. But just yeah, definitely. It's also like for every kind of like a TV show when they have to do something where skin is cut or everything, it's always thick because
it's always pig.
It's always it's the closest to human skin tone.
Yeah. And human meat as well, apparently, because apparently people use like the forensics, the forensics people actually use
for bullet impact
pork?
Yep.
Yeah, like pork to actually study like the breaking downs of humans, remains and shit like that.
Composing.
Yeah, and then, like ballistics and shit like that too. That is really like, man, good shit. Good shit.
It's funny that you talked about Marxism-Leninism because that's something. No, but I left Russia when I was 11 years old. So I left in 91, and I left Soviet Union. So I still had a few of those classes back there as well. But for me, the funnest class was, I don't know if you had this, it was a class just called Work. That was the name of the subject, which in itself is so fucking communist. I love it. And the thing was basically I was 10 years old, and we're in this class with all kind of saws and hammers and all kind of things which a 10-year-old should not be next to, like fucking circle saws. And like you're 10 years old, like, oh, that's cool. Let's see what that does with my fingers. And then our teacher was this complete alcoholic that would just start every class by lying with his head on the desk for 5 minutes, just breathing. And they were just like, okay, you fuckers, they were gonna do the same thing we did last time. We're gonna make some chess pieces. You know how to fucking do it, so leave me the fuck alone. They just go back to sleep. Yeah, that was so fucking great, man. Kind of miss that. I'm not gonna lie. I've learned a lot.
I know. Like free range education is the best kind of education because, like, it's natural selection. If you die, you die. If you don't, then you learn.
And you learn so much. Like, for example, don't give how do you call it? Like a nice pick to the bully of the class. That is very good.
That is a very easy way to lose an eye.
Yeah. No, he just stuck it while I was sitting down, he just put it on my ass and just went all the way in my buttock. Just like, and the whole thing is I shouted and the teacher's like, what, why are you shouting? Like, he just stopped me in my ass. And the teacher just started laughing like, ha ha ha, that's funny. This is the most Russian class ever. Funny, go to the doctor, but ha ha ha.
And then probably the doctor would laugh at you too,
right? The doctor laughed as well. You just get a band-aid.
That guy again.
Something very universal about things getting put into your ass, you know.
Always funny. Always
He's
funny. Bleeding. That's hilarious.
Anyway, so.
Okay, so we're just talking about beers and then just moving.
We're not talking about beers at all.
We're gonna keep doing this all the podcast through.
It's alright. I mean, anyway, I think,
good content. Good content.
Very good content. Hui, of course, we know that Hui lived in Belgium, in Leuven for a couple of years, so he's just gonna talk to us about, his experience there. In this segment, Hui in the land of the Belgians.
Yes. As you all know, Hui in Russian is a dick. But also there's a city in Belgium named Hui, but I think I would refer the Russian one than being related to the Belgians one in this instance.
Man, you look like you're singing the Soviet Union national anthem on that picture on the left-hand side.
I was.
Just real fucking proud. Just real proud.
His face is really red. You know.
That's my Thai 5 too, yeah.
You look like you just got like heckled by such a racist remark that you don't know what to say back.
You're like, what? Like, what? Go back where? What?
What? Ching Chong?
Yeah.
It's cool. Don't worry, it's cool. So I just finished my university in Vietnam, and there's this breakup with this girl. So like I don't know what to do next. So I decided, you know what? I'm already depressed enough to be accepted by the Belgians. So I decided to go to Belgium during that time. And actually my first university in Vietnam was a German university. So like it's very weird too. Like, it's a Vietnamese German university, and then you got like, teachers, profession, and he would fly all the way from Germany to Vietnam, you know. So he would just, teach, us. And then, during his free time, he would go out there and try to molest some, Southeast Asian kids, I think.
Lovely.
Because he looked like one.
So, would you like to share the experience with us, Hui, or is this? I feel like you need to lie down on.
Yeah. I mean, it's a safe space, but if you're uncomfortable sharing, we could just talk about Belgium. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Just leave the pedophilia alone and just talk about the perpetrators.
You don't have to say his name. Just give us code words.
Yes. Blink with your eyes if he's still there.
Derek seems very silent right now. Like, do you have some kind of?
I'm trying to think if we have the same perpetrator.
Very good.
But Hui, what did you study? What did you study in Belgium?
It's a Hogeschool school, Leuven Limburg. Yeah. So like that, in Belgium, like there's this region called Limburg, and then like usually like this, they a little bit like Antwerpen up the Flans, Brabant, right? Sergey, like when you tell people that you're from Limburg, the people would try, another fucking person from Limburg, right?
How long did you live in Limburg?
I was living in Leuven for 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Leuven is not in Limburg.
Yeah, but still, my university is like Leuven and Limburg.
Limburg,
like
okay. I love how you lived there for that long. You still can't pronounce it. It's fucking.
That's how much he cares. That's how much he cares. He's like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
I totally understand. I so understand. It just makes complete sense.
Yeah, so like on my first day, like after I left all my stuff in my sister's room, because my sister she's in Vietnam she was in Vietnam during that time, so she let me to stay in her place for quite some time. Yeah. So after I put my stuff in her room, I went out, go to like a restaurant, and then after the meal, I just asked the waitress, hey, do you know anywhere that they sell marijuana here? And then she said, no, I let, and then she just said, you know what, let me just ask my colleagues. And it's like, wow, like in a very fancy restaurant and people still, you know, like, all right, you want some marijuana? I could go ask them. And then, you know, and then she returned and she said, no, we don't know any party. And after that, I realized that I had to make a call to my parents that I already arrived in Belgium. So that's my first day, you know.
You were like, I have to call my parents. Maybe they got some weed.
Give me some weed.
The part I don't get is like, if you go into a restaurant and you ask for some weed, if they come back and they say no, that's a fucking lie, because you know all the cooks would do drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in Belgium, the cooks they don't smoke weed, man. They're into the hard stuff. So that is
they just cocaine, just meth and cocaine.
No, we don't have meth here, thank fuck.
Oh.
But it's a cocaine country. It's a cocaine country.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
big time.
Antwerp is famous for cocaine, right?
Bro. What we got in Antwerp? We had about 11 grenades blow up in the city this year. So it's basically just the dealers which just try to scare the other dealers. They just drive around and just imagine it's the widest city. Well, not really, but it's like a very wide country, Belgium, right? And then you just in the middle of the city, just like some guys driving around, just throwing grenades at buildings. Ooh. Just for the fun of it. And everyone wakes up like, we really think that's a problem. And the government says this, yes, it is. So, in other news, and it just moves on, and it's just so weird. Yeah. But there's a lot.
Yes, but did you ever get asked by the police, like after certain incidents like that in Antwerp? You know, like there's like a grenade exploded, and then like hours later they just knock on your door asking, like, "Hey, did you know about this situation?" Something like that. You're mute. Sergey.
You mute. You can't hear you, sorry.
I am not the profile, not the ethnic profile for which the cops are.
but the acting,
It is what it is, guys. It is what it is.
And
those shoot the messenger, and they sure as hell are not going to.
And Hui, and also because other than studying, you also joined the Belgian, the local comedy scene there. So what was it like? What was your first gig like in Belgium?
Oh, it was so nice, right, Sergey? Like, that's the first time I met Sergey as well. And like, it was in Antwerp, right? So like, actually,
Lebowski, yeah.
Yeah, Lebowski. Yeah. Oh my God. I still miss that place, man. Like, it's a shame that, they closed down, that place because like, yeah, the room is very cozy and everybody is very, very open-minded to a lot of stuff, that I said. So yeah, it's still one of my favorite places to perform in Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a good time, man. It was a really good time.
Yeah, holy shit. Wow.
Knowing you, those people must be very tolerable. Like yeah.
Yeah. Open-minded,
Open-minded, yes.
Yeah, I mean, they were not really, they were still happy if I didn't do any racist, or any, Asian stereotypes, So yes, it's alright.
Yeah, it's alright. They accept who you are.
Yeah. But, it was also, I remember the first time you came, like, you had jokes, but you had a little problem with your pronunciation back then. And we just had like, we're like trying to understand every joke. We couldn't get every joke. But like many Belgians, which is weird, they speak English very well. But they say, yes, I speak English very well. It is my second language. But they don't. So it's hard for them sometimes just to listen to English. But you fucking killed. I remember seeing Hugh kill one time in Leuven in the Rock Cafe. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah.
Just fucking slayed the place because it was a younger crowd. It was like a more a college crowd, and they're like, they actually want to try to listen to somebody talk. While it's like older people, they're like, I don't understand a little bit, so I'm not even gonna listen. That's a
Life
thing
is
about
too
it.
short.
Yeah, that place is very cool too, because it's a heavy metal cafe. So they play heavy metal, and then they got drunk, and then they have this bi-weekly or something comedy show, and it was a Dutch speaking show, right? But like when you ask them, hey, can I perform in English, and they say, yes, it's totally fine here. So
Yeah, very good time.
yeah.
It was fun, and also I got a chance to visit you in Belgium back in was it 2018? Was it?
Yes, it was a funny story too, because like Neil, he thought that Louvain Lanov is just another Louvain, so like yeah.
It's weird for me that you guys met, because I've met you both in completely like different parts of the world.
Yeah.
So I met
Really?
I met I met Mai in Edinburgh during the Fringe, and who I know from Belgium. And then all of a sudden, like, you guys connect on the internet, like, oh, you just like podcasts, like, oh, well, apparently all Vietnamese people do know each other, because how the hell?
That is true.
That's true, yeah. Especially Vietnamese that do comedy.
So that was kind of funny to me.
Yeah, I took the wrong train from Brussels to Louvain-Saint-Neuve. Because I thought, Louvain, same thing, and then I had to take another train, so I missed that show in Antwerp because of it.
Right. Oh yeah, exactly. I already forgot about that.
Yeah. But
Yeah, but I mean, like, even the story of that city, Leuven or like Louvain is a weird one too, right? Because like during the past, there's like French-speaking Belgians in that city, and also there's the Dutch speaking Belgians, and then there was like a protest, and so the Dutch speaking they kicked the French speaking out. So in the end the government had to create a city, Louvain-la-Neuve, like the new Louvain, just for the French speaking Belgians. It's like, wow.
This fucking country, man. Seriously, it's such a mess.
Funny.
It's such a fucking mess.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad that it's like they care so much about the language. Because first of all, the Flemish don't speak French, and the French, they don't speak Flemish, and it's all about the language. And somehow you're still supposed to be like one country, and yeah, it's a mess, man. It's never existed in history, by the way. Belgium is such a made up concept, so it's so fucking weird living here. It was basically just meant as a country to get rid of the fucking of a German prince from England, who was supposed to get married to the English queen, and that fucking bitch died giving birth. And she was like, I'm depressed, I'm gonna get drunk for the next 13 years. And then the English like, would you like to become the king of Greece? He's like, I don't like Greece, they're fighting with the Turks. Like, okay, fuck, what are we gonna do next? And then like, the Belgians, yeah, but it's such a stupid story. Because then the first king came by rowboat. He rowed his way over the channel to arrive in Belgium in 1831, and everyone was like, here's our king! It's such a retarded story.
What the fuck? Like,
I know.
It's
It's very stupid.
imagine that, like Vietnam, it's like the story of Vietnam is that we went through thousands of years of slavery and war-torn things, and Belgium is just like, there's a dude that liked drinking, that his wife died.
Yeah, and then
So someone gave him a country.
Yes.
someone gave him a paddle. Someone gave him a paddle.
row a boat to the Belgium we go.
Stupid, man.
I mean, that's the best hangover treatment. Like just become a hangover country.
God.
Exactly, yeah. No, that's pretty bad.
Imagine that. Just wake up one day, just like, oh, here's the country. Fucking go rule it.
That's nice, right?
It sucks. It so sucks, because the only thing that people talk about on the news here is all the time, like, Belgium has to split up. And they've been doing this for the last 60 years.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing of the nationalism here, man. I don't know. I mean, I suppose wherever you are, you have nationalists. I mean, Australia, for sure.
Absolutely. Holy shit.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
In Ireland, well.
Oh yeah, and it's a different story.
It's a bit of a different story there.
You guys blow up buildings and shit, huh?
No, it's like, well, it's over there, like up there, they would be blowing up shit. It's more like they're the same type. It's like you have Pepsi and Coke. They're the same thing, But they don't. But somehow they see it as different things, right? You know, you have Protestant and Catholics, and you know, Protestant they don't want to join us, and then you have some Catholics over there. They want to join, but they couldn't. So you know, best way is to blow up some shit and hopefully gain attention. So it's like that's for the next 800 years, you know.
And in Vietnam, do you have like Vietnamese nationalists?
Oh, of course. Like,
Absolutely. Yeah. It's not very, what is it? Clear that there isn't really a line, but there's like this very conservative, population where, because we went through war with the French and then, the Americans, they're just like, the colonial, like, you know, countries and the capitalists are evil. Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah. And then there's the Chinese.
Oh my god. Holy Jesus
massive,
fucking Christ.
Neighbor
next door. God.
So, it's like, you know, England and, the English and the Irish, but, double, about 10 times that.
That's worse.
Yeah, it's like English and the Irish, only there's like a shitload more English. Like there's 2 billion of them. Yeah.
Like the Irish, the way they say, oh, the Brits, if something happened, Britain would be like, the Brits are at it again. But for us, we like, oh, the Chinese at the borders again.
Yep. That's that. Oh. And it's like, it's so crazy because like, we were never taught anything about it. It's just in our fucking blood. It's in our DNA. We grew up listening to people talking about it to the point where it almost feels natural to talk about that kind of conflict so naturally. Like a lot of people like here, cause I moved to Australia and a lot of people are like Asians all the same, or like, I see a lot of like Chinese restaurant and Vietnamese restaurant and its similarities, and instantly people are like, fuck no, don't fucking, no. I was just like, not until I left Vietnam did I realize that is an actual thing, and it actually is quite scary because like, no one taught us to hate like that.
Yeah.
It's just like quite natural. It's like, dogs.
Dogs and cats.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, like, after the Vietnam War, you know, we got like Vietnamese war refugees, and then you got the people who stay in Vietnam, the victors. And I think like China is like something that they could agree on. Like,
that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I can vouch for this. Cause like here, in Australia, there's a massive population of like South Vietnam refugees, and they just hate North Vietnam people. Just hate them. Like there are suburbs that I go to that I cannot talk in like northern accent to Vietnamese people. It's that bad, yeah? But then one day, there was like, Chinese, like, ship just doing some weird shit with, like, Vietnamese ship, like, fishing boat or some shit. And it got onto, like, the Vietnamese newspapers in Australia. Yeah. And then all these, like, refugee, old, like, Southern Vietnamese dude is just like, fucking fuck the Chinese government. And I'm like, well, it's something that we can agree on. And I started speaking in northern Vietnamese accent, and they all stared at me. I'm like, okay, we're still not cool.
How much of a difference is there in the accent? Is it very?
It's like I think there's a variety of accent in Vietnam, because you have Vietnam is divided into three parts. You have the north, the central part, and then south. Well, the central is divided between northern central and southern central, and so you have different. So the accent varies.
Is it also like different cities have different accents?
Even
very much so.
To that point. Yeah. So like my parents came from a different every region with a different accent. They moved down south, so they start speaking in the southern accent. Southern accent, and you go.
Are there like stereotypes between the cities? Like, oh, that guy's from that city, so he fucks sheep. Or
fuck
yes, of course, yeah.
What do you guys say? Like, you give me a few of those. That sounds amazing.
Thanh Hóa phá đường tàu.
So that's the central part of Vietnam, and it's weird, you know. There's still a very certain hatred towards people who came from that city, right? It's like, that guy come from.
So Thanh Hóa. Yeah, Thanh Hoa is a province in like the northern central part of Vietnam, right?
Uh-huh.
And the stereotype of that place is that everyone is very cheeky. Everyone is kind of like real fucking dodgy and shifty and shit, because apparently that was like the really poor part of Vietnam back in the days.
Yeah.
So people used to like just kind of like, you know how the railroads works, and they just fucking take the fucking steel rods out of them and go sell them. So
I'm
Fa
telling you, you
is
guys
like
are Russian.
breaking. Yeah.
You guys are
pretty much, man. Like fucking. Well, we used to shoot fucking AK-47s and shit.
Yeah, but yours were like you had the Chinese ones, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Apparently, Czech one as well. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, like, the story was the Soviets gave us a bunch of AK-47s, and then the Chinese was supposed to deliver those, but then the Chinese took those AK-47s, made some more, and gave those Chinese AKs to us. Yeah. And I'm just like...
Well, Well, it's a good business
that checks
plan.
out.
That checks out. That's a good business plan.
And also a lot of the stereotypes tend to be like articulated in like poems and proverbs. Like so my parents, so my dad, particularly my dad, he comes from this province on the coast, so around southern central, and one of the stereotypes is that people there are they're either stingy or like they like to argue.
Okay.
Yeah, and also, there's a majority of people who come from the central Vietnam, to illegally go into Europe, So you got a bunch of human trafficking business, and there's this negative stereotypes. Say what?
It's human smuggling. Trafficking and smuggling are very different business models. There's a distinct difference between those models.
Okay, speaking from experience, I see.
Oh man, no, it's still that central part, right? Because it's like one thin, it's like on the map, it's like one thin strip of land. Right, so and the weather-wise, it's like the shittiest part because you get floods, like really dry.
Yeah, it's real fucking bad.
Dry summer. And you can't grow anything there, so people are like really poor. So the only way they can like get anywhere is like either being really dodgy or they have to study hard.
Yeah, so that's
to
like
get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I mean, like in some places in Vietnam, there's this place that is called European Village. So the reason for that is that, like a lot of these people, when they finally are in Europe, they would send back the money, and then their relatives could be like very fancy houses, very fancy buildings in a very, poor region. So like they call it the European Village because like
I thought they were called because like everyone's very unfriendly and doesn't talk to their neighbors. European Village. That would make complete sense.
And they like British people too.
Definitely.
That is bleak.
Yeah. It's like, sort of like keeping up with this mentality of keeping up with the Joneses. It's just
and it's just like, it's so bizarre. Yeah, like Vietnam is very like I don't get it because here people move, across borders from state to state, city to city without being really discriminated against. But then in Vietnam, because the country's so fucking long, like you sound different, you act different, you look different. Like even I was bullied growing up because I was like kind of like a couple of shades a little bit darker than most of my friends. Like shit like that. It's so weird.
What about Belgians? I heard, there's a big difference between people from Ghent and then the people from Antwerp, right? And then people always hate people who come from Antwerp, right?
People from other cities because they're insecure. True. The thing is, Antwerp is the biggest, the most populated city in Flanders. So because of that does have an effect. So basically, the city itself is 500,000. And then with the suburbs, it comes a little bit more.
Yeah.
But then also that city is also, was very Flemish, was always a party town for a very long time. It had one of the hugest red light districts of Europe till about the end of 2000. And it also, it's a port. So it's like, it's, you get people from all over the world. We are second place in the world on the number of nationalities living here. with 100, I think if I'm not mistaken, 165 nationalities living in Antwerp, in a city of 500,000. So it's very, it's a very diverse city.
That is dense.
Yeah, that is very dense. But it's also very, how could I say? It's very segregated to some fashion. So Belgium had a big problem with that. And Antwerp was very known for that. And many other cities, especially Ghent, was always a very left-wing city because of the university and because of the socialists in the city hall for its last 70 years or something. So there's a very big political difference. So people from Ghent are like, yo man, peace, love, we smoke weed, free love, yeah, whatever. And people from Antwerp are like, how about you get a job, hippie? So that is basically, that's like the main difference. Like Antwerp doesn't have that hippie vibe, and Ghent very much has. Yeah. And Bruges is just a fucking, it's a fucking Disneyland for pensioners. It's just like, hey, this is what Middle Ages look like. Remember? But that's it. That's all it is. And Brussels is just a shit town because it's got about 2 million people living there. It's one of the poorest cities in Europe. 40% of the population lives under the poverty line. Huge segregation. So right now there's fights with the police the last 6 months all the time between the kids and
lovely.
Got lots of gangs, lots of everything. So that city is completely fucked up. It's very European thing when it's the European capital, but they can't even solve poverty in the capital itself.
That is a very weird concept to me personally, because all I've heard about Europe is like, it's a very civilized place as a whole.
No, it's not. Just look at Sergey, you know?
Okay.
Fucking know it. Look at the boiler behind me. You know how my life is going, right? Like nobody has this fucking computer room like next to the fucking boiler. This is not the first time I did group therapy, guys. This
is group therapy. Yeah.
This is very 80s Soviet Union vibe. Yeah.
This is support meeting, man.
Support.
It is.
Yeah. But Hui, because you recently moved to Germany from Belgium. What's your impression? What's your reflection? Like, how would you summarize your experience in Belgium?
So far, all the beer that I taste in Germany is not as good. It's not as good as the one that I drink in Belgium. So like, I'm looking forward to going back to Belgium just to get some more Belgian beers, man. That's my first impression because I think
you're really going for those Belgian papers, aren't you? Just admit it. You're selling it so well right now. Oh my god.
Just like green card, guys. Green card.
Just green card all the way through.
So we're gonna move to, it's a good conversation. We're just gonna play a little game. It's called, Name That Tintin Comic. And you only have to give the wrong answers to it.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, we're gonna give the point to the funniest answer. Yeah. Right, so let's play. Right, Sergey, you start.
Pedophile trying to catch his victim in Marrakesh.
Hui?
Why people running away from their problems again in another weird country?
Very good.
Very good.
I don't know if I can top that. Fucking hell.
Give it a try.
Fuck, like, what is it? Market research for slavery?
Points goes to Derek.
Very nice. Well done.
Well done. Second picture.
Oh.
Okay, Sergey.
When you go to MAGA convention, but I found out you're gay.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
Wait.
Blue Lives Matter getting hanged by the police.
Okay, Derek.
Oh man, this one's hard. I cannot top that one, Sergey. Fucking hell, man. What is it?
It was like Brokeback Mountain, the sequel.
No, this is, what is it? What? White People Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good.
That'll do.
So this round goes to Sergey.
Woo! That is, yeah.
Right.
Cannot top that.
Next picture. All right, there's Sergey.
First off, fuck you. Second of all, cultural appropriation by Belgians. They're doing a Russian dance. Can you see, guys?
They're doing the Russian dance.
That's definitely. This is. Oh no, I've got one. What Europeans think communism looks like.
That's good. Oui?
White people happy after being sent an Asian dinner.
No,
That's cute. I like that.
Lovely.
That's sweet.
Man. No idea. I probably have to skip this one.
Right, so points go
I have
to
nothing.
Oui.
Thank you.
Oui, so yeah, it's a tie at the moment, so we're going to go to the final two. Right, Sergey.
When you realize you only should have done half the pill.
That's good. That's so good. Oui?
What's up? Maybe white people try Asian mushroom? Maybe?
That's good.
What about white people, man? I feel kind of triggered, man.
Just discrimination. When the sign says wet paint.
That's good. Yes, point goes to Sergey.
Yay.
He's in the lead now. Right, so the final
my
one.
Friend, let's be honest, there are no winners here.
Comedy's the winner.
There's no winners in this game.
Okay. Right, and the final one.
Oh no.
Sergey, let's go.
Okay, watch out, guys.
Well, give me a second here. Just thinking. Mark Zuckerberg goes on vacation. That's it. Just gonna keep it easy.
Yeah. Right, oui.
Tintin about to get ripped off.
So many options.
You're about to get robbed. French colonialism colorized.
Nice. That's really nice.
That's really nice. Woo! So yeah, Derek and Sergey are joint winners, but comedy is the real winner.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's good. Can you make that the name of the podcast? Comedy is the real winner, guys.
Will do. Yeah, that's the win. Anyway, yes. Anyway, thank you guys for a very good episode. Yes. First of all, thanks to our special guest Sergey Lubensky.
Thank you very much.
Woo! Man, it's been lovely, dude.
To our panelists, Rigoan and Derek. Right, see you next time, guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Alright, see you soon, Sergey.
See you, man.
Bye-bye.
See you, man. Go to your
Au revoir.
See you, man.